Good morning, students. बच्चे, as you know that we have discussed in previous video that we have discussed about shape of the demand curve for the foreign exchange, and what we have done in that shape of demand curve for foreign exchange is negatively sloped, and then we have discussed about the shape of the supply curve of the foreign exchange, and through the discussion we have come to the conclusion that shape of supply curve for the foreign exchange is positively sloped. So bacha, today we will discuss about the determination of foreign exchange rate in the market. In the market means in the foreign market where all the countries are being participating, and due to the demand forces of foreign exchange rate and due to the supply forces of foreign exchanges, we will be going to discuss how it is being determined. So bache, first of all we will look at this diagram. Here in this diagram, this a line with the pen, it is your supply curve for foreign exchange which is positively sloped. And bacha, here this a line with the pencil, this is your negatively sloped curve which is your demand for foreign exchange curve. So when we have drawn this demand curve and supply curve, by taking on x-axis we have taken demand and supply of foreign exchange in dollars, and here we have taken rate of foreign exchange, that is price of dollars in terms of rupees. So when we have taken these things on x-axis as well as on y-axis, then we have found that we have drawn our demand curve for foreign exchange, then we have drawn our supply curve for foreign exchange. As per these relationship, this was the shape of demand curve, that is negatively sloped, and this was your supply curve which is positively sloped. Then bacha, they have intersected at this point E, and this point E is called your equilibrium exchange rate. So we can have a definition over here also, it is been mentioned. What is equilibrium exchange rate? It is determined at a level where demand for foreign exchange is equal to supply of foreign exchange. It is a point of intersection of demand curve for foreign exchange curve and supply curve for foreign exchange curve. Now bacha, I have shown you here a point R2 with a dotted line which is showing you excess supply of foreign exchange, because when we are at this point and having an exchange rate of R2, at this position this is our demand and this is our supply. So here we are saying that there is this much gap and supply is this much more than demand. Supply is here, demand is here, so our supply is greater than our demand, and which is showing you excess supply. When we are taking any exchange rate, that I have denoted with your blue pen, that is R3, and I have drawn a corresponding line here, and I have got 2 points. One, this point where this parallel line is cutting to the supply curve, and moving forward it is cutting to your demand curve. At this point bache, this one is your supply and this one is your demand. So whenever you are having exchange rate below the market determined exchange rate, you will be having the situation of excess demand. And whenever your exchange rate is above the market demand exchange rate, so it is your equilibrium exchange rate, you can denote by RE also, so you will be having excess supply. So an economy will, whenever they will be at this point, they will try to come back, they will try to reduce and achieve this level of RE so that it can be an equilibrium. If it is below this also, then also there will be processes and maintenance that it should reach to this RE level so that equilibrium can be maintained. So this was the discussion of the graph, and the same discussion is being written out on this page also. I will just give a quick reading to you. In the diagram given, D, F, E and S, F, E are the demand curve and the supply curve of foreign exchange, already been told to you. On x-axis we are taking demand and supply, where dollar is taken as foreign exchange and rupee is taken as domestic currency. On y-axis we are taking rate of foreign exchange, where we are mentioning price of dollar in terms of rupees. E is the equilibrium point where demand for foreign exchange is equal to supply for foreign exchange. And bache here R is the equilibrium exchange rate and Q is the equilibrium demand and supply of foreign exchange. Now here we are discussing about the point R2. What is happening at R2? Your supply for foreign exchange is greater than demand for foreign exchange, which is showing you excess supply, and exchange rate will again tend to fall till it reaches at R level. Now here it is been expressed to you what is happening at R3. At R3 your demand for foreign exchange is greater than supply for foreign exchange, which is showing you excess demand, and here what is happening, market forces are tending to rise to increase the exchange rate so that it reaches again back to R1. These few lines have been written by mistake, so I have cut them down. So finally we have come to this conclusion, which I have marked here with a red pen, that is from R to R1, whenever we are having like this position, from this exchange rate our prices are going to this, there will be a depreciation of domestic currency, and whenever we are having the price below that one, that can be here R3 I have taken by mistake, so here I should write R2. So this will be our appreciation of domestic currency. This is R3 only. R2 will come here. Sorry bache, this was correct. So here it is R3, and then here only it was some misprinting. It will come R2 and it will come R2 Now bache, I am going to discuss some effects of changes in exchange rates. You might be seeing these 4 diagrams in front of you. Changes in demand for foreign exchange can be of 2 types. It can increase in demand, it can decrease in demand. Changes in supply of foreign exchange can be of 2 types, increase in supply and decrease in supply. You are well aware about this type of changes when we have done in last class in microeconomics. Now what does increase in demand means? Bache, here I am having increase in demand. What does it mean? Your new demand curve will, your old demand curve, whichever you are having, will shift parallelly to the right side whenever there is increase in demand. So let's have a look here. This was your original supply curve, this was your original demand curve. So due to increase in demand, your demand curve is shifted to this direction that I have shown with you pen, and now you are seeing 2 different things. Your E is your old equilibrium and your E1 is your new equilibrium. At your old equilibrium your exchange rate was R and your quantity of demand and supply of foreign exchange was Q. But when your demand curve has been shifted to right side due to increase in demand, what has happened? You have reached to a new equilibrium level, and at this equilibrium level you have a new R1 which is greater than your old R, and you are having a new Q1 which is also greater than your old Q, which was at your old equilibrium level. So what is the main result of your increase in demand? It has been resulted to a new equilibrium point which is above the old equilibrium point, and which is showing us that there will be an increase in new exchange rate, and there will be a increase quantity of demand and supply of foreign exchange. This few note points I mentioned here also. Due to increase in demand, there is parallel rightward shifts to demand DF FE curve. It leads to increase in R. It leads to increase in Q. Equilibrium falls there, then there is depreciation will be, domestic currency will depreciate. Now बच्चे same is the here explanation you can see. So this much was the portion of increase in FER. FER means foreign exchange rate, and it is your increase in Q, that this much amount it has been increased. So bacha, this is your, what is this? This is your decrease in demand. In this your demand curve will shift to this side. This was your original equilibrium level. This is your new equilibrium level. So you are seeing that this time you have your exchange rate has come below, and your quantity demanded and supply for the foreign exchange has also been reduced, and it has led to your domestic currency appreciation. What it has led? It has led to the appreciation of your domestic currency. Same is the case with your increase in supply. With an increase in supply, these are your old demand and supply curves. With an increase in supply, your demand curve will shift to the right hand side. When it will shift to right hand side, you will get new equilibrium level. So your equilibrium level is this now, E1, which is below that your E, and now you are having, again you are seeing that your R rate of exchange has been decreased to R1, and your quantity has increased to Q1. So due to increase in supply of foreign exchange, what is happening? Your exchange rate is decreasing, and your quantity of demanded foreign exchange is increasing, and you are getting a new equilibrium which is below that one. And same is this explanation showing about decrease in supply. And what happens to decrease in supply? These are our initial curves, and your supply curve will shift upward to the left side. This was your initial supply curve, this is your new supply curve, and now you are having, this is your old equilibrium, this is your new equilibrium. When you are bringing this line here, you are seeing that you have got a new exchange rate that is greater than the previous one, and you have got a new quantity that is less than your original quantity. This is your original, this is your new, which is less than your new one. So these are the four different cases I have tried to draw in one frame only, means at one place only, so that you can easily try to differentiate between each of these. And bacha, here on the next page I have written the explanation of the first diagram. So you will read these carefully, and you will write the explanation of all the four diagrams. I have given you example by explaining the first diagram. Second diagram, third diagram, and fourth diagram you will explain yourself. You can see what I am doing. Just simply I am writing on x-axis what we have taken, on y-axis what we have taken. DF and DFE and SFE are your initial demand curves. E is your initial equilibrium rate. Then there is increase in demand. What has happened? Your curve has shifted rightward to DFE. It has shifted. You have got a new equilibrium level, and after that you have got a new exchange rate which is increased one. You have got a new quantity which has increased to OQ1. There is excess demand, so at E, which leads to increase in exchange rate to OR1, and finally your price of US dollar has increased in terms of rupees, so it shows the domestic currency has depreciated. What it is showing? Your domestic currency has depreciated. So here I have mentioned to you, using this explanation of diagram 1, kindly explain diagram 2, 3 yourself and try to write difference between these all 4 topics. It will be very easy for you to write. Here you will take basis as you have done so many differences, so it will not be a tough task for you. So you will write all 5 columns, you will make at one place only, and you will write the difference between these all 4. And this was all for the discussion. Thank you and have a nice day.